Hello and welcome to the Manifest It Sis podcast. This is a safe space for women of color to shift their energy, learn all about wellness, woo-woo, manifesting, self-care, and all that good stuff. I'm your host, Dani Faust. I'm a psychic, an energy healer, a spiritual teacher, and a certified life and wellness coach. Let's jump into today's episode. This episode is episode number 20, All the Clairs and Are You Psychic? This is a Q&A episode from the Q&A request that I put out a few episodes back. I can't remember what episode number it is right now. If you want to leave a question to be answered in a future episode, just go to bit.ly/askcoachdani. That's bit.ly/askcoachdani, and I'm happy to answer your question on a future episode. So before I get to answer or asking this question and answering it for you guys, I just want to remind you that my 5-day manifesting breakthrough challenge is absolutely free, and you guys can go scoop it up at bit.ly/manifestin5, and that's the number 5. It is a 5-day video challenge that helps you get clear on what you want, raise your vibes, and start manifesting ASAP. And again, it's at bit.ly/manifestin5, and the 5 is just the number 5. So let's hop into episode 20. Clairs, all the Clairs, and are you psychic? Whew. Okay, so this question was River is the person who sent it, and no last name, no Instagram handle. So hi, River. The question is, I had a tarot reading, and they told me I am clairvoyant. How do I make it work? And how did you make your clairvoyance work? Okay, so I love talking about this stuff, so I'm really glad to get a non-manifesting question. This is fun. Okay, so I don't even know where to start with this question. Okay, so I'm going to start with the second part. How did you make your clairvoyance work? So I had a lot of spiritual, metaphysical, psychic type things happen to me as a child, but I kind of smashed those memories away, and I did not remember them. I did not remember them at all until recently, like early 2017. And when I was kind of told, I was basically told that I was psychic, similar to you. When I was told, I was just like, wait, what? And it didn't make sense, but then it also makes sense. So I'm assuming that when you were told that you were clairvoyant, you probably had an inner knowing, like, oh wait, that makes sense. I kind of knew it. I want to just take a quick pause here and share something that I believe. And I know a lot of people in this community might not feel this way. And I think I shared this on another episode, and I will link to the other episodes that I have with regard to the psychic world for you. But I want to just share this with everyone listening. Everyone who is listening right now, you are psychic. You are intuitive. You have some level of the gift as well. I know a lot of people try to act like it's something separate, but I always liken it to people who are naturally good at math and people who have to study really hard. So maybe you have a lot to overcome to be good at math. Like maybe you need a tutor. Maybe you need to get over the fact that people always called you dumb or told you, oh, you're a girl, you're not good at math. Or women aren't supposed to do math. I don't know, I'm just making something up. So, but now you have to get over that in order to now, reach into your toolbox and pull out your calculator and deal with your tutor and get good at math. But you can do it. And then you can get A's on every math test after you learn the math stuff, right? While on the other side, there's folks who are just like, they look at a problem and they're like, oh, 5. Oh, the answer, -2. Like they just got it. They know it. They look at it. It makes sense to them. And they're on it with math. They don't need a tutor. They don't even need to study. They don't do their homework, and they just get A+ on everything. Right? And then there's people somewhere in between those two folks. However, everybody on that list of people, from the one who needs the tutor, the one who just gets it, and everyone in between, they all have the ability to get the A in math, right? And it's the same thing with your intuitive abilities. There's nobody who is disconnected from spirit, from source, from God, whatever. There's nobody who's disconnected. So it's just a matter of you believing you're connected, learning how to tap in, tune in, turn on, and get the messages that you can receive from source. Maybe it requires you getting over some type of conditioning or religious dogma that says it's wrong or you're bad or whatever for being connected. But that, and that's the equivalent of you getting your tutor. And maybe you need help, maybe you need a guide, maybe you need a mentor, or maybe you just need to study on your own, but you are connected. Everyone who's hearing this, you are connected. That does not mean that you're going to read for other people or that you're going to start, being a prophet and seeing what happens tomorrow, today. It doesn't necessarily look the same way for everyone, but you're always connected to source and you can always receive messages from source. Just, I need you to understand that. Okay, back to answering the question. So what I did after I found out was I hit the Google. I was like, what? I was already a meditator. So I just kind of meditated with a purpose. I asked for okay, can you explain this to me? What does it even mean to be psychic? Am I going to get the lotto numbers? Because that would be fantastic. And, it's not actually how it turns out to be, but I meditated and really just asked for the answers. And I started to be really present to notice how the answers came in. But honestly, I got myself a mentor that helped me understand what intuitive abilities looked like and kind of explain the reality versus what we see on TV. So that's how I did it. And that's not really exactly answering your question of how did I make my clairvoyance work, because it's just always working. I started to notice it after I did these things. So to answer the how to get your clairvoyance to work, I just want to say that you probably have more than just clairvoyance. The tarot reader may have picked that up as your more strong clair, but I just want to do a quick little overview on the clairs for folks. So you might have all heard of the word clairvoyance, which means clear seeing. But there are other clairs, as we call them, and I'll just run through them really quick, and then I'll go a little deeper into them. And then for River, and everyone else listening, I'll tell you how to kind of make it easier for you to notice the messages there. So, clairsentience. That is clear feeling. Just like I said, clairvoyance is clear seeing. Clairaudience is clear hearing. Claircognizance is clear knowing. And those are the more popular four that you'll notice around if you start Googling and trying to learn about this stuff. And then you'll also see clear smelling and clear tasting. I know clear tasting is clairgustance, I think, and clear smelling, I can't remember right now. But that is a popular one. And you guys, I'm sure, so your memory and your nose is really connected. So I know that you guys have smelled maybe your grandpa's cologne just at random, and it took you back to a memory with your grandpa. Or you smell somebody cooking, I don't know, brownies, and it took you to a memory of when you were a little kid and your mom was making brownies. Like that is one of the ways that reminds you that you are connected through your senses. So we all have a teeny tiny bit of clear smelling in us. Okay, so clear, I don't know, the way this is worded makes me a little, I don't know exactly how to answer your question. So it's how to make it work. It's already working. And right now your job is to notice it. So I'll start with all of the others and then I'll end on clairvoyance for you, River. And with all of these things, I want everyone to know not to be scared. Your gifts coming in whatever manner they choose to come in, or whatever manner you choose to call them into you, it's always for your highest good. It's always for your best. And there are so many ways for you to protect yourself if you're nervous about that. And maybe I can do an episode on that. Let me know if you're interested. I'm happy to. But I want you to remember that you're in control. So if you get nervous, you can just be like, I want this to stop. And then whenever you're ready, you can go back into it. So just don't be scared. You're in control of how messages come to you. You're in control of what you choose to notice, really. So everything that I say going forward, just don't be scared. If it sounds like, what? I don't want to see no duppy in my corner. Oh, duppy is Jamaican for ghost. I don't want to see a ghost in the corner. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be that, okay? Especially for your clairvoyant folks out there. If you're worried about that, please don't. Okay, so clairsentience. Clairsentience is clear feeling. And a lot of people are really, this is like the easier way for people to recognize that they do have intuitive abilities, because we've all heard of that gut feeling. If you walk into a place and just something is off, you just know something's off in this place. Like, no, what is this, a crack house? I'm out of here, boom. And you leave, and when you leave, you feel better. You can't put your finger on it, you just feel better. That's an example of clairsentience. When you go into a place and your stomach turns in knots, or someone talks to you and your stomach starts to like grip up, or your chest, or you feel heavy, or you were just in a light mood feeling happy and then all of a sudden your energy shifts around this person, that's clairsentience. That's spirit talking to you, saying either watch out, listen closely to what's being said, leave, keep your guard up, be careful, don't sign anything. It could mean a lot of things, but it's really source, spirit, your guides working with you to give you a message. And by that same token, on the other side, it can be you're having a bad day and then you go and you talk to somebody and they're just smiling and happy and they raise your vibes and they help shift your mood in the opposite direction. Just like, oh, I feel lighter now after talking to Susie or whoever. It works in that way too. It doesn't always have to mean like a harbinger of bad things to come. But clairsentience is clear feeling. And when people work to develop their clairsentience, they can then tune in to other people on really deep levels. So when I'm doing Reiki with people, I can kind of scan their body down, like internally. It's hard to explain. I kind of scan down them and I can feel in my body where they're going through pain. So I know what to where to avoid not touching, or where to try to focus my energy, just whatever I need to do to help them better, because I feel it in my body and I can, then help them or guide them. So clairaudience is, if you are someone who's really into music, there might be a good chance that you're clairaudient. And I don't mean just like, okay, yeah, I love Beyonce, woo. I mean like you're really into music. Like music moves you on such a deep and visceral level. The words in songs just stand out to you. You're able to pick up music really easily or keep a melody really easily. You're a singer, you're a musician yourself. You are most likely clairaudient. If you, by any chance, were someone who learned how to play by ear, you are literally clairaudient. But when we think of clairaudience, which is clear hearing, we tend to think like we're going to be working on our manuscript and then the voice of God is going to boom down and, hello, Dani, this is what your next step is going to be. Even when I have people in for readings, they think that's what it's going to end up being. And it's not, guys. It's a lot more subtle. Sometimes it's just, and by the way, the voice of God is not like, hello, it's really your voice. 9 times out of 10, it's your voice, and it's almost like you're thinking. And you'll know the difference between your thinking and a download or a message from spirit because of the way it feels, the way it hits you, the speed at which it comes, different things. So you'll be able to differentiate yourself and your thoughts versus something coming in from higher guidance or from the divine. A way to kind of start tuning in to your clairaudience is ask a question. You can pray if you're a prayer. You can write it down if you're a journaler. You can literally just ask source out loud, what is the next best step for me? Or you can ask for it in a meditation and then wait. See if you just start singing a song out of nowhere, or a song pops into your head out of nowhere. That's a really popular one for me. And I'll just be humming a song, and then I have to ask Google, what song is this? And I'll kind of hum it into my phone. And then Google will tell me some random song that I don't even know. And then I have to go look at the lyrics. And when I see the lyrics, I see the answer to my question or the answer to my situation. So just kind of notice things like that. Also, you might be, say you're just at the coffee shop working, you're trying to get through a question or work through a problem and solve something, and the sound in the coffee shop is kind of like a buzz. You hear all these different voices, but it all kind of lumps into one. But then all of a sudden you hear someone very clear saying, 5, or just something random pops out and it just hits you just right. And you're like, oh, what? Did they just say 5? hold on, where's number 5 on this thing? Oh my God, it's 5. Ah, and you get the answer to whatever the question is, and it just happens to be the 5 is the right one. You know, different things, different ways you'll kind of start tuning in to what you're hearing. And also trying to be extra silent when you're in a conversation with people and really listening. Really kind of tuning into the other person, like really putting all of your energy into letting that person that you're talking to be heard. You'll start noticing their inflections in their voice. You'll start getting more of a sense of if they're telling you the truth or not. You'll get more of a sense of if they're showing their true emotion with what they're saying or not. You just start tapping in. You'll get more in tune with the sounds that you're hearing and the words and the lyrics and the music, all of it. And you might just hear whispers. Like you might be out for a walk in nature and pondering your next path, or is this my purpose? What is my purpose? And then you hear the birds tweeting, and it might just sound like the birds tweeted teacher or whatever. It'll just sound like an answer. So that. Okay, and then claircognizance. So this was for a long time, this was my number 1 clair. And I've had it all my life, and it wasn't until I was told what it was that I could look back and just recognize it. So claircognizance is clair knowing. And I'm really, so a lot of people are like, how'd you know that? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just know. And if you're someone who gets that question and that's your answer, you're probably claircognizant. And a lot of women that I happen to coach who are also coaches are claircognizant. And a lot of new moms kind of develop their claircognizance. A lot of new moms develop, and mothers at large, develop their clairs with their children. So just saying. But so claircognizance, you'll just know an answer. Sometimes it'll come to you in a rush, like you'll ask the question in a meditation or in a prayer, or just, thinking, pondering as you're going through your day, like, what is XYZ? The answers will just come to you in a rush, and it'll feel like the most inspired idea, or it'll feel like tons of different ideas, as if it's like a really fast bullet point in your head, like boop, 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 boop. These are the things that you can do. It'll really just come. And you'll also kind of know things that you didn't know you knew. And then you'll be wondering, like, how did I know that? And you'll find a way to kind of explain it. Like, oh, maybe I just heard it randomly on Jeopardy one day and it got filed in my memory banks. That was actually my excuse. I was like, how did I even know that? I didn't even study this in school. Like, where's that coming from? And I'm just like, okay, I must have read it on a trivia deck, or I must have seen it on Jeopardy. But no, I was just plugged in and the answer just came. And it can be that easy. The answers just come. And here's the deal. And I've said this to so many people. You know if it's spirit, you know if it's source, divine, God, whoever, you know if it's that versus you, if it's immediate. If the question is like, what is the answer? And it comes like, boom, that boom is the right answer. But if you take even 1 full second, 2 seconds, then it's your logical mind, it's your ego, it's you thinking and kind of trying to figure out an answer. And it really can be as quick as, should I go left or right? Right. That fast. Like, no space between the question and the answer. That's the right answer from source. Anything else, it's you thinking. Okay? So if you want to try playing with your claircognizance, go for it. And just ask yourself a question and then see if you get that answer right away. And don't feel away if it doesn't come, just keep working at it and, keep playing. Okay, so clairvoyance. This is the most popular, I think, that people have heard of. And it's also the one where I have to do the most, damage control from the freaking media. Like, movies fucked my head up around clairvoyance, and it might have done the same to you. Like, not everything is going to be Sixth Sense, not everything is going to be so literal. A lot of clairvoyance is what happens in your dream state. When you are awake in dream state, that is a powerful time for clairvoyance. I want you, if you do feel like you are clairvoyant or want to develop it, And for River, this is for you. Be really intentional about your dreams. Like right before you go to bed, you can pray or meditate or ask to be shown something in a dream. You can ask to remember your dreams, and have a pen and paper or your phone right there handy so that when you wake up, you can get it all out. And as you do this, it's kind of going to become your proof of either prophetic dreams, or your proof of your dreams getting more vivid, you being able to recall more information, and all of that is helping you with your clairvoyance. Now, you can also ask, if you're ready, you can ask to be shown something in your waking life, and you might see that right away, or you might have to work at it. A lot of things cloud our belief and our ability to see. You know, we've been conditioned so hard for like, what's reality, and you know, what's real, what's make-believe, what's imaginary, what's crazy. Sidebar, when I was going through maybe 2010 to 2017, I was having all of these, what I now know are psychic events happen, and different Claire related events happen, and I was legit like, oh, I'm going crazy. Oh, this is from all the drugs I did. I get it. You know, I'm like, oh wait, that must be a flashback from a trip. I was really explaining it away in all different, any way I could explain it outside of this being something spiritual and me being connected to source and actually psychic and actually having clairs. Anything but that was the right answer. So that might be you. You might be explaining away things as well. But so with the clairvoyance, River, I really want you to just not be scared and try to tune in however you can. I would say start with the dreams and then go from there. Also, notice the things that you do notice in your waking life. You might be heading out the door and your eyes just kind of land on something. Maybe your eyes land on your umbrella for just a little longer than normal, right? And you just go out, you look at maybe you even like look at the weather, and it's like, oh, no storms, all sunny. And you're like, don't need it, and just go out. And then it's a torrential rain pour. I'm in Florida, so that is very likely to happen here. But you looked at that umbrella for a reason. That's part of clairvoyance. That is part of spirit talking to you about something so simple, right? Just take your umbrella. That's your guides talking to you. That's your higher self saying, girl, it's about to be wet out there. Take this umbrella. But you went into logic mode and said, hold on, let me check the weather bug, because weather bug knows better than source, right? Right. So next time that something like that happens, just whatever you notice, just take it. And don't like go back and forth on it. So say you notice a cup at the edge of a table, but there's no kids around. No one's going to knock it over. It's only you home. And then, you have a mini earthquake. I don't know. Or you let your dog in and you forget to move the cup from the edge of the table, and then boom, it goes crashing to the ground. And now you have to clean up this broken glass. So things like that, just start noticing what you notice. And in order to get to that space, I'm going to say it again, and y'all aren't going to like it, but meditation. Anything that you do for mindfulness is going to help you with bringing all your clairs in. Meditation is the way. Like, it is the way. Also work on your visualizing. So if you are someone who likes to do visualization meditations, that's even better for pulling in your clairvoyance. I know so many people say, I can't visualize. Yes, you can. Everyone can visualize, including you. And you work on it. You work on just starting picture your kid's face right now. If I told you to picture your kid's face, you don't even have to close your eyes. You can just picture them. It's the same thing with clairvoyance. Sometimes you'll get flashes of an image, a scene. Sometimes it'll look like it's a movie playing out in front of you. Sometimes it'll feel like a memory of something. So now when I am doing readings and someone asks me something, I'll sometimes close my eyes, sometimes won't, but I'll just see the imagery come up as if it's a memory of my own, even though it's like someone else's life. So just know that your clairvoyance can work in many different ways, but meditation and visualization work is a great way to get you there. By the way, meditation is a great way to get you to all of your clairs, especially doing it with an intention of opening up. And specifically for clairvoyance, when you are doing visualizations, start with just trying to see something, especially if it's hard for you. Start with just trying to see something. Start with closing your eyes and trying to see a color, shift the color to another color, then try to see a rainbow, try to see a shape, try to turn that shape around. Picture your dog and then like just make the dog turn around in a circle. Start manipulating in your mind the images that you're seeing and also asking for guidance and help with it. Because remember, you're always connected. And the more you ask for help, the more help you'll receive. Your spirit guides, your higher self, your, angels, whoever you like, whatever resonates with you, that entity, that being, that energy is ready, willing, and able and wants to help you. But you've got to just reach out and ask. So that. Okay, I think that is it on this. I hope that was clear. If that is like, what the fuck are you talking about, Dani? Then just slide into my DMs and ask for clarification, and I got you. If I need to do a video or another episode to clear this up, I'm happy to. Just let me know what is unclear. But I feel like you get me. I feel like we're on a level, sis. I feel like you hear me, you feel me, you pick up what I put down. So I hope that this resonates. And look, real talk, if you clicked on this, if you clicked on this episode, there is no more doubt, sis, you are psychic, okay? If you need help with developing your intuition, feel free to reach out to me. I do this. If you don't like my vibe, sis, reach out to one of my older mentors, Asaki Kai. I've had her on a previous episode. Listen to that episode. If you like her zhuzh, reach out to her. She's constantly doing courses on developing your intuition. Like, just don't be alone and meditating and worrying and curious and wondering if you're doing shit right, okay? Because people like me are here to guide you and help you and shorten that learning curve, okay? But short answer, if you're asking, am I psychic? Am I intuitive? Yes, chick, you are, okay? So welcome to the dark side. Enjoy. It's fun here. We have snacks. All right. So I hope this resonated. Thank you so much for listening. If you guys are interested in getting a reading with me, reach out, slide up in my DMs on Instagram. I am at the Dani Faust. You can go to okdani.com, click on work with me. All my shit is there as well. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, I offer 6-week or 90-day coaching packages. Holla at your girl. And that is for manifesting, magic, developing intuition, all of it. You can reach out to me again on Instagram at the Dani Faust, or go to bit.ly/manifestwithdani, and I got you. Have a fantastic day. I will be back in a few days with another episode from the Q&A. And if you want to leave a question to be answered, just go to bit.ly/askcoachdani, and I got you, boo. Every single link that I said is in the show notes, so you don't have to worry about memorizing or writing anything down, especially if you're driving right now. All right? I'll talk to you later. Have a phenomenal day. Thanks for listening, girls.